Hello everyone, Minnasan, konnichiwa. In this video, let us go through the grammar points from the Minna no Nihongo lesson 26. So let's start. Saredewa hajimemashou. The first grammar point is main sentence followed by des. This grammar pattern is used when we are explaining the cause or reason why something is. For example, when we are stating a fact, it's cold, we'll say samui desu. But when we want to explain it as a reason, because it's cold, we will say samuin desu. Another example with a na adjective, kirei desu. It's beautiful. When we are explaining a reason, because it's beautiful, we say kirei nan desu. Kirei nan desu. So an important point to be remembered here is when we are using des pattern with na adjective, we use na after the na adjective. So kirei des becomes kirei nan des. Let us look at some more examples of des and how to form the des pattern in the positive present, positive past, negative present and negative past. So for example, let us take the verb iku. The positive present will be ikun desu and the negative will be ikanain desu. Positive past will be ittan desu and negative past will be ikanakattan desu. Adjective samui. Samuin desu is the positive present. The negative present is samukunain desu. So here samui becomes samukunai. So it is conjugated as a normal adjective. Samui becomes samukunai and then we add des. For the positive past, it is samukattan des. So samukatta becomes samukattan des. And negative past becomes samukunakattan des. Samukunakattan des. Next are the examples with na adjective and noun. So for example, a na adjective kirei. It will be kirei nan desu, kirei janain desu, kirei dattan desu, and kirei janakattan desu. For a noun, for example, byoki. For nouns also we will add na, byoki nan desu, byoki janain desu, byoki dattan desu, and byoki janakattan desu. So in this way, we can form the des pattern with verbs, adjectives, na adjectives and noun. The key point is for na adjectives and noun, remember to put na after the na adjective and noun when we are talking about present, present positive and present negative. Next grammar pattern is desu ka. Main sentence followed by desu ka. This pattern is the question form of desu. Adding the particle ka converts the sentence into a question. This pattern is used when the speaker guesses the reason or the cause of something and he confirms whether he or she is correct or not. For example, the speaker A says to Miss Suzuki, "Miss Suzuki, you speak very good English." "Suzuki-san, eigo ga jouzu desu ne." "Suzuki-san, eigo ga jouzu desu ne." Now, the speaker interprets or guesses the reason of speaking good English. Have you lived abroad? Have you lived abroad? Kaigai ni sundeitan desu ka? So here the speaker is guessing the reason for speaking good English. It might be that he lived in abroad. Kaigai ni sundeitan desu ka? Now the answer from B will be, yes, I studied in America. Hai, America de benkyou shimashita. Hai, America de benkyou shimashita. So here the speaker is guessing the reason and he wants to confirm whether his reason is correct or not. So in this we use the question form of desu, which is desu ka. Another use of un desu ka pattern is when the speaker asks for information about what he or she has seen or heard. So he has heard or seen something and he wants to ask about whatever he has seen or heard. Ask more information about it. For example, speaker A says, "What a nice shirt." "Suteki na shatsu desu ne." "Suteki na shatsu desu ne." "Where did you buy it?" "Doko de kattan desu ka?" "Doko de kattan desu ka?" So here the speaker has seen the shirt and he wants to ask information from where did the listener buy the shirt. So he'll say, "Doko de kattan desu ka? Un desu ka?" The speaker B will say, "I bought it at Shibuya." "Shibuya de kaimashita." "Shibuya de kaimashita." So here the speaker is asking about the information about what he or she has seen. Another use of un desu ka pattern is when the speaker asks the listener to explain the reason of what he or she has seen or heard. So when the speaker wants that the listener should explain the reason for whatever the speaker has seen or heard, he will use the un desu ka pattern. For example, "Why were you late?" So the speaker sees that the listener is late. He wants to ask the reason. "Doushite okuretan desu ka?" "Doushite okuretan desu ka?" So he can also say "Doushite okuremashita ka?" But "okuretan desu ka" is more stronger than "okuremashita ka." It explains the emphasis, it puts emphasis on the desire of the speaker to know the reason. "Doushite okuretan desu ka?" Another use of un desu ka pattern is when asking for an explanation of a situation. For example, "What's the matter?" "Doushitan desu ka?" "Doushitan desu ka?" So in this example, the speaker is asking for an explanation of a situation which he's seen. "What's the matter?" "Doushitan desu ka?" Now let us see some of the examples for un desu pattern. The main sentence followed by un desu is used for giving reason. It can be used when stating a reason. For example, "Why were you late?" "Doushite okuretan desu ka?" "Doushite okuretan desu ka?" Because the bus was late. "Basu ga okuretan desu." "Basu ga okuretan desu." What's the matter? "Doushitan desu ka?" "Doushitan desu ka?" My head hurts. "Atama ga itain desu." "Atama ga itain desu." Another use of un desu pattern is when speaker adds reason to what he has stated. For example, "Do you cook dinner every day?" "Mainichi ban gohan o tsukurimasu ka?" "Mainichi ban gohan o tsukurimasu ka?" No, because I don't have time. So here first the speaker is saying no. He's stating that he doesn't cook every day. Now the reason he's giving is because I don't have time. So adding a reason to what he or she has stated. "Iie, jikan ga nai desu." "Iie, jikan ga nai desu." So when the speaker wants to add a reason to what he or she has stated, un desu pattern can be used. Another use of un desu pattern is male sentence followed by un desu ga. So when we add the particle ga, this pattern is used for introducing a topic. It also shows the hesitation of the speaker. For example, "I have no money. Is it okay to pay tomorrow?" "I have no money." So here the speaker is showing hesitation by giving a reason. "Okane ga nai desu ga, ashita haratte mo ii desu ka?" "Okane ga nai desu ga, ashita haratte mo ii desu ka?" So here the speaker is giving a reason for paying tomorrow, but he is also introducing a new topic. No one asked him to say, but he is saying that I don't have money, so can I pay tomorrow? So in this we will use the particle ga. お金がないんですが、明日払ってもいいですか? I am also going to supermarket. Do you want to go together? So he is saying that I am going to the supermarket. So will you join me? 私もスーパーへ行くんですが、一緒に行きませんか? 私もスーパーへ行くんですが、一緒に行きませんか? So the speaker is introducing a new topic that he is going to the supermarket. So won't you join with me? So in this way, the particle ga can be added when the speaker wants to introduce something, to introduce a new topic, to give a new reason, or when he is hesitated to speak. Another grammar pattern is verb te form itadakemasen ka. So, itadakemasen ka, it is the polite way of saying, could you please do or would you please do me a favor? So, it's a very polite form and it is often used in business conversations. For example, I don't know how to do it. Could you please teach me or would you please do me a favor by teaching me? So I don't know how to do it. やり方がわからないんですが、やり方がわからないんですが. So in this first part of the sentence, we are using the previous grammar pattern, んですが, introducing a new topic and showing the hesitation. I don't know how to do it. やり方がわからないんですが. Now, verb te form いただけませんか? So here the verb is 教えます. Te form will be 教えて and then いただけませんか? 教えていただけませんか? So やり方がわからないんですが、教えていただけませんか? Another example. Would you please introduce me to a good teacher? いい先生, good teacher is いい先生を紹介します. To introduce is 紹介します. They form will be 紹介していただけませんか? いい先生を紹介していただけませんか? Another example. I forgot my phone there. Could you please search it for me? Phone is 電話. Forgot is 忘れました. そちらで電話を忘れましたが? Could you please search? So, search is 探します. They form will be 探して and then いただけませんか? 探していただけませんか? そちらで電話を忘れましたが、探していただけませんか? So, in this way, they form いただけませんか can be used when you want to ask someone to do a favor for you. Another grammar pattern is verb in ta form followed by ra i desu ka. So verb tara i desu ka. This pattern is used when the speaker wants some suggestions. What should I or when should I or how should I or where should I do something. So verb tara i desu ka. For example, where should I buy a camera? So the speaker is asking for suggestions. Where should I buy? どこでカメラを買ったらいいですか? So 買います is the verb here to buy. Ta form is 買った and then we add らいいですか. 買ったらいいですか? どこでカメラを買ったらいいですか? Another example, I'm hungry. Where should I eat? Hungry is お腹すいた. お腹すいた. 何を食べたらいいですか? So here the verb is 食べます. Ta form is 食べた and then らいいですか? 何を食べたらいいですか? Or what should I eat or where should I eat? I lost my passport. What should I do? Lost is なくしました. パスポートをなくしました. 何をしたらいいですか? パスポートをなくしました. Nani o shitara ii desu ka? So shimasu becomes shita and then ra ii desu ka? What should I do? Next grammar pattern is noun, which is an object, wa suki desu and wa kirai desu. So we have already learnt this suki desu and kirai desu in lesson 9 to express the like and dislike. But we used the particle ga in lesson 9, and in this chapter we will be using the particle wa. So we use the particle wa when we give emphasis to the information about the subject. So when we use the particle ga, we paid focus to the subject. But in this, when we use the particle va, we give focus to the information about the subject. For example, is it better to give her fruits? 彼女に果物をあげた方がいいですか? 彼女に果物をあげた方がいいですか? I think she doesn't like fruits. So here the emphasis is not on fruits. The emphasis is she doesn't like. She doesn't like fruits. 果物は好きじゃないと思います。果物は好きじゃないと思います。So I think she doesn't like fruits. Next grammar pattern is noun wa jouzu desu and noun wa heita desu. So we have learned this grammar pattern in lesson 9, good at and bad at, with the particle ga. But in this lesson we will be using the particle wa. Let's play basketball. バスケットボールをしましょう。バスケットボールをしましょう。Sorry, I'm not good with sports. スポーツは上手じゃないんです。ごめん、スポーツは上手じゃないんです。It means that the information is focused, that I am not good at. Another grammar pattern is noun wa arimasu. This pattern also we have learnt in lesson 10. It means to have, but in lesson 10 we learnt noun ga arimasu. And in this lesson we will be using the particle wa. For example, don't we have a test today? 今日テストはないんですか? 今日テストはないんですか? Yes, we do have a test. いいえ、テストはあります。いいえ、テストはあります。So in this sentence also, we are paying more focus on the information about the subject. So about the subject, which is the test, we are saying that there is a test. When we say testo ga arimasu, the focus is on the test. So the main difference between ga particle and wa particle is in ga particle, the subject is the unknown. The focus is on the subject. Whereas in wa particle, the focus is on the information about the subject. For example, 果物が好きじゃないと思います。When we use the particle wa, 果物は好きじゃないと思います。So he might like something else, but he don't like fruits. 料理が上手じゃないんです。Not good at cooking. 料理は上手じゃないんです。In this, the focus is on the information that she or he is not good at. So the focus is not good at, not on the cooking. テストがあります。The focus is on the test, whereas テストはあります。The focus is on the information about the test, that there is something, there is a test. So these were the grammar points from the Minna no Nihongo lesson 26. Minnasan, お疲れ様でした。